Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and this video was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I decided to do it literally this morning. So we're just gonna see how this goes, okay? I have 1 week left until school starts back up. Boo, tomato. I don't want to go back. I've been like dreading it. But the countdown is literally on. So because of that, I'm trying to read as much as I can throughout the week. I thought might as well make a video of it. I want to see how much I read in a week. So yeah, you guys are going to be spending the week with me reading, and that's gonna be fun. Starting today is currently Sunday. I think I'm gonna drag this out until Saturday. I'm currently reading The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. I know, right? Finally. If you guys have been with me since the start of this channel, I've been mentioning wanting to read this for about the last 2 months. Finally started it because I need to. Or else I'm just gonna forget about it, like in the spur of school and everything. It's gonna be really busy, and I want to get through the books that I know that I want to read right now that I've been putting off, because at heart I'm a mood reader. So like I can't just, if I say I'm gonna pick up something, just know I will. It just won't be right away. Hence The Merciless Ones finally getting picked up. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be hopefully a fun week. I just got home from work, so I've been reading this throughout the day. I started it 2 days ago, I think. I'm currently in the middle right now. So as of right now, I have read, let me see, I'm on page 223. Did I really get this far? I don't know what page I was on because I read a little bit this morning before I went to work, and because of that I don't remember where exactly I left off. I think I left off on page 127 last night. If not that, then 114. I can't remember. Sorry. But yeah, I'm currently on page 223. So regardless, I've read around or over 100 pages so far today, which is great. I really just want to get what I can done, especially when it comes to my physical TBR. Like a lot of my physical books I want to get through this week, but I don't know. I'm not gonna set a goal. I'm not gonna try to push myself. I'm gonna see how many books I can read naturally without forcing myself to read. How many books can I get through before this week is over? And you guys are gonna see it. You guys are gonna see the process of it and everything. I will tell you that the books that I'm hopefully gonna get to this week are The Merciless Ones, and then I also want to get to Babel and maybe The Kingmaker and The Rebel King by Kennedy Ryan. I'm looking at them to make sure I got the titles right. They're on my bookshelf. Kind of in a reading slump. I just got done reading one of the best romances of all time. I'm gonna gatekeep until my monthly wrap up, then you guys will know what I'm talking about. But it's literally, I haven't read a book like that in so long that made me just like feel something again. Like, oh my god, that book, I thought I was definitely going to be in a reading slump, but I think I'm good. I stopped reading for like 3-4 days, and now I'm back in my era of reading. Okay, but like that was kind of scary. I was like, no more reading slumps, I can't do it. But yeah, I am just gonna continue reading throughout the day. Right now I'm just watching YouTube, but I'll probably end up reading later tonight. And yeah, that's what this video is gonna be. Let's hope this goes well. I haven't done a video like this before, so yeah, we'll see. Hello everyone, it is the next day, Monday. I've decided to keep track of how much I read by doing it in my reading journal. So yesterday, Sunday, I read 135 pages. Before I went to bed, I read a few more chapters of The Merciless Ones, but then I decided to watch My Happy Marriage on Netflix. If you guys haven't watched that anime, you should. It's really good. I'm over halfway done with The Merciless Ones, so I think I might finish that. If not tonight, then tomorrow. So I'm on track, and then I need to figure out what I want to read next. I'm not sure what I'm in the mood for right now. The Merciless Ones, I don't know if it's better than the first book, but I'm having a good time with it so far. It took me a minute to get back into it, even though it's been like 2 months since I read the first one. I had to like refresh my memory because like we jump right in to what's going on as soon as the book starts. So once I got through like the first 50 pages and caught up with how the last book ended to now, I like it. I do. I will say it's a lot more sad, which I didn't think was possible, but especially when you get to a moment in the halfway point of the book, ooh, sad, so sad. But with that being said, I don't know how this book is gonna end. I at first thought this was a duology, but I have like this much left of the book, so like again, over halfway through, and I don't know how they're gonna wrap this all together in this book. There's a lot of stuff that's being revealed in the world that this book takes place in, and it's just a lot. It's a lot, and I don't think it's going to tie in all with this book, but I thought that this was a duology. I think I was wrong. I think there's probably going to be another book. I don't know though. I'm going to see how it ends and figure it out, but I just don't think it's going to wrap up nicely. If it does, I feel like it's gonna be rushed, and I don't want it to be rushed. I'll take a trilogy if it means that the ending feels like it wrapped everything together well. Okay, yeah, that's my thoughts on The Merciless Ones so far. I'm on chapter 24. Yeah, I don't know what I'm in the mood to read after this. I know I said this before, but it's very dark. Like, it's a very dark fantasy for YA. So I think I'm gonna try to get something out of my shelves that's like lighter, happier. I know I said Babel. I don't think I'm gonna pick that up next. It doesn't look light and happy, but neither does The Kingmaker by Kennedy Bryan. I think that's romance though, so I'm like, I might pick it up. We'll figure it out, but yeah, that's all. That's the update. I'm about to go to work, and I will see you guys after I get back. Hello guys, it is the next day, Tuesday. As you saw last night, I finished The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. This book was a lot. Like, I don't even know where to start with this. Just so many twists and turns to the point where it honestly kind of got confusing. At some point I was just like, just tell me what's going on. A lot of the secrets about this world come to light in this book. Stuff that you wouldn't even think would happen if you only read the first book. The sequel came out a year ago, and I've had it on my shelf for a year, but I never picked it up. So I had no idea what I was getting into with this. I was gagged every chapter. I just didn't know what was going on. I was very confused. I honestly don't think it was until like maybe the last 10 pages that I put 2 and 2 together of what's going on. This book kind of broke me up here. It kind of broke me. Like, I'm gonna say my rating for it for my monthly wrap up, but yeah, I finished it. I will say that the found family in this book, brought me to tears. Like, you see them slowly forming a bond in the first book, at least the girls, but like, no spoilers, both the girls and their counterparts are with them. So like their guy partners, like the warriors that were assigned to them in the first book, they all come together in this book and help battle the enemy. And it's just like the found family with that group makes my heart hurts just thinking about it, because Decca, the main character, goes through so much pain and they will literally do anything and everything to help her, no matter what. And like, no matter the cost, they go out of their way to help each other so much in this book, even though the world is literally low-key ending, and they're just like, okay, so who needs water, who needs me to kill someone for them? Like, that's kind of goals, kind of sort of goals. So yeah, The Merciless Ones. Read this series. I think it's a series because the way that this ended, I think there's going to be a third book. I haven't heard any word of a third book, but I'm assuming there will be, because the way that that cliffhanger hung, I need answers. You can't just end it like that. So yeah, I'm assuming that the third book is coming, but again, I've heard nothing. Literally, like, since the sequel came out, I've heard no one mention a possible third book. I haven't seen the author mention it. I'm confused, but we move. Yeah, okay, The Merciless Ones, read it. The Gilded Ones, read it. Good, great book. So with that being said, yesterday I ended up reading, I read 249 pages yesterday. Not bad, not bad. Very happy I finished that. Now on to the next book. So like I mentioned earlier, the books that I want to read, Babel and the Kingmaker, that's on my TBR for this week. And then there's also Honey and Spice. I really want to read this as well. So yeah, I think that's what my TBR this week is going to consist of. And I highly doubt I'm going to get through all three of these this week. Like, let's just be clear, that's not what's happening. I have options, and these are all very different in terms of not even just genre, but like mood. I want to say I'm gonna start Babel. Like, I really want to get this beast out of the way before school starts, but because of the premise of this book, from what I've heard, is deeply just about school and academics, I'm kind of just like, do I really want to start a book like this before I go back to school? I don't think so, but it's got to get done eventually. So I think I'm going to start this today. And then if I feel like putting it down and reading something else, I'll start on The Kingmaker. I think I'm going to switch between two books throughout this video. Something tells me that I'm going to need a break in between Babel for something that's like lighter, but maybe easier. And I think The Kingmaker might be that for me. Or maybe Honey and Spice. I don't know. We're just going to see, okay? But yeah, the time is currently 10 a.m. I basically have all day to just read, kind of, so that's always great. That's always fun. I'll update you guys when I'm reading. Update, I am reading Babel. Whew, oh my god, I'm currently reading Babel right now. I am on page 91, part 2, or should I say book 2. I am enjoying this so far. I had a feeling I would, because I liked the Poppy War a lot, specifically R.F. Kuang's writing style of the Poppy War. Like, she has a very beautiful lyrical way of writing fantasy and characters and history that I really admire and appreciate. When you read her books, you can tell that she's just a very intelligent person. I didn't expect anything less going into this, especially with the subject matter I've heard that's inside of this book. Regardless, it still was kind of like a little overwhelming opening this book up and like basically getting a lot of history about the English, but told from like a person of color's perspective, which I think is interesting. I knew aspects of the books, but I did not know what this book was about before going in. So I'm reading about the character Robin, who is an immigrant, Chinese immigrant, taken away from Canton, China, and brought all the way to London by this random man, a white man, who basically houses him since he's been a kid, to help him prepare for Oxford. Like, he housed him just so he can like prepare him for the education and studies that go into being an Oxford student. That's why he was taken away from his home. So reading about Robin and his journey of learning the English ways and what they take seriously and why they take that stuff so seriously, and how he's different than everyone and why his differences would make him seem as less than to others. You follow him from when he's a child first being taken to England, and now I'm at the part where he's officially at Oxford and like the institute that is called Babel. I like it a lot. Kind of sort of eye-opening, but not. If you're a person of color or a black person that's ever been to a PWI, this book might just be for you. It's a little bit triggering in some regards, like the bluntness with the way that R.F. Kuang kind of like commentates on English history is kind of funny, but the subject matter is not. So it's a lot, but I'm having a really good time. I might switch back and forth between this book and The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan, just because I feel like I'm in the mood to read a romance, and I'm pretty sure this is a romance. I'm going into this one blind too. I don't really know what this one's about either. I think I'm gonna read that while reading this. Right now I really am enjoying Babel. I remember when this book first came out and a lot of people were upset. A certain demographic of people that were upset, and I can understand why. This book is basically targeting them in a way that's hilarious, that makes them have to come to terms with the history of their people, of their ancestors, and what they did to make other marginalized groups and races feel uncomfortable, you know? So to me, that already gives it a 5-star. If you can make the white people angry with your book, I think you've done something right. Even if I have, like I said, I'm only like this far into it, but I have a feeling this is gonna be a 5-star. If I had to take a guess, like from those raging reviews alone from last year before I even read the book, I knew going into it, I would love it. But me being like almost 100 pages in and loving it so far, I can confidently say, I think this is gonna be a 5-star read. It was one of my most anticipated reads of last year that I never got to, and now that I'm finally getting to it, I'm very happy. I'm gonna make my video for my other channel in about an hour, so I'm gonna start preparing for that. I'm gonna take a pause on reading Babel in general and maybe start The Kingmaker, just so I can have a balance of both, because although there is a romance subplot in here that I think is gonna happen, like I feel it. Also, none of you guys told me that this book was... None of y'all told me that, so imagine my surprise. The main love story, main love subplot of this book is like, okay, yeah, I'm eating, but I really want to read just like a romance book. So I think I'm gonna do The Kingmaker or Honey and Spice, because I think that's romance too. I don't know. I have books to choose from today that I'm excited to get to. See you guys when I'm reading. Okay, so started The Kingmaker. I should have been recording a video by now. I'm not doing that. At least not the video that I had planned for my other channel, okay? This is more important. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm only like a few chapters, and I think I'm on chapter 4 or 5. Guys, Kennedy Ryan might have done it again. I had faith in her. I didn't doubt her once, but just to let you guys know, I'm hooked on this book. Like, I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my night reading this instead of my original plan. I'm a little bit concerned though, because I did not know this was an age gap relationship, and it looks like, this is like no spoilers, okay, but it looks like the first time that the two main characters are meeting, the girl is 17 and the guy is like in grad school, so I'm assuming he's like 23, 24. I'm concerned, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a time jump or something where this makes me feel less uncomfortable, because the chemistry in this jail cell is eating. I could explain why they're in a jail cell. You don't need to know unless you've read the book, but it's actually eating. Like I said, I'm only a few chapters in. I'm devouring. Like, sorry, Babel. It's gonna have to be moved to the side for now, and it's fine, because again, I stopped at like part 2 of the book, so I didn't stop any like real cliffhanger. I stopped at a part that I'm comfortable with enough to start another book, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna spend the rest of my night reading this. Like, I'm actually so hooked right now. I'm excited. Everyone, happy hump day. It is officially Wednesday now. I'm gonna make this quick because I have to go to work in a few minutes. I'm running a little late, but I continued reading, like I said I would last night, The Kingmaker. I'm on chapter 15, page 100, and I think I really like this book, like a lot. If you couldn't tell from my update last night, I really like it. The amount of pages I read yesterday was exactly 170. So I'm gonna keep the ball rolling today. This book is very different from Before I Let Go, because if you guys don't know, that's the only Kennedy Ryan book that I have read, and ever since then I've been wanting to get through all of her other books, and it's meeting my expectations. Even though it's very different from Before I Let Go, I still really enjoy it. I really like the characters, Maxim and Lennox. Their chemistry is just eating, like it's eating so badly. It's not that I've forgotten about Babel, it's just that Kennedy Ryan, her writing, her books, it's just like very addicting. I don't want to put this down, but Babel is kind of the first priority over everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna take this to work. I'm gonna read it. We'll probably see you guys when I get back home. But yeah, that's the update for today. Okay, gonna go to work now. Bye. Guys, it's so much later. If you couldn't tell by the lighting, I have been reading The Kingmaker all day. I am this far into it. I have like this much left. I'm on what chapter am I on? I'm on chapter 34. Officially on part 3 as of like 10 minutes ago. And I haven't been able to pick the back, blah, blah, I can't talk. I haven't been able to pick the book back up since I got to part 3. You want to know why? Because as soon as I turned the page, it says a 10-year time jump. I literally screamed. I had to put the book down. And now I'm scared to continue. I'm not going to say anything that happens, but the way that this time jump was put into, like, I had a feeling it was going to be a time jump, okay? But I was hoping like maybe like 6-7 months, maybe a year max. 10 years is insane. Like, I'm scared. These characters are gonna put me through the ringer. I'm so scared, but it's okay. I'm enjoying this book a lot. Now, this might be too close to tell. Like, I'm not done with it yet, okay? I think I can confidently say I still prefer Before I Let Go. The elements of this book, from like the romance, it's giving, but I don't think anything can ever top Before I Let Go in terms of like Kennedy Ryan books. Although these characters have chemistry, it's just very, I don't know, it just doesn't hit me like Josiah and Yasmin's chemistry did in Before I Let Go. And I hate to compare, but it's true. But I do love these characters. Lennox, my girl. Maxim, he knows he's wrong for what he did. And it's good to be self-aware. I just did not expect a 10-year time jump, so I'm gonna need to take like a little break, which is why I'm updating you. If it wasn't for that time jump, the time skip, whatever, I definitely would not have been updating you guys until tomorrow morning. Last time I updated you guys, I was on chapter like 12 or something. I'm officially on chapter 34, so I think I've read a little over 100 pages so far, and I do plan on getting this book done tonight. Like, what else do I have to do with my time? Nothing important. Me, myself, I'm going to get this done. And then I'm going to continue Babel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi. It's the next morning. It's Thursday. I finished The Kingmaker. I didn't spend all night reading it last night. I ended up falling asleep mid-chapter. So yeah, I finished it this morning though. I don't even know what to say to that ending. I haven't had a cliffhanger like that in a minute, especially for a romance book. But yeah, I finished it. How many pages did I read yesterday? Let me check. It's funny, I read the exact same amount of pages as I did on Sunday, 135. I don't know what to say about this book. I'm in shock. I'm in shock that it ended like that, and I feel like with an ending like that, I have to start the sequel because I really don't know what's going on anymore. But no, I'm gonna continue reading Babel today because I've neglected it for what feels like forever, and it's only been a little over 24 hours. First, go somewhere because I have places to go, people to see, but I'm bringing Babel with me because I feel like if you don't bring a book with you on your adventures outside of the comfort of your home, then you're just doing it wrong. It's as in life, like you should always have some form of a book, whether you read digitally, on a Kindle, your phone, physical, whatever. Bring a book. I'm gonna dedicate my time to reading that today because I just need something to get my brain off of whatever the fuck I just went through reading this. So that's the plan. Also, that video that I did not film on Tuesday because I was reading The Kingmaker, I'm gonna film that today. Like, it's actually a priority that I want to get done because I want to film that video before school starts too. Things are happening today, but I'm gonna cram in a little bit of reading as much as I can. I already started my day with finishing The Kingmaker, so off to a great start in terms of reading. Emotionally though, don't ask me how I'm doing. Don't do that. Don't do that. When I get back home, I will update you guys on my reading process, and that's all. Hi. I'm on chapter 6 of Babel right now. It's a lot later in the day. I'm gonna start filming my other video in about an hour. I don't know what to think. Okay, like I'm enjoying myself, but I have so many thoughts and concerns and questions and comments, and nothing's really getting answered. I'm only 100 pages in, so I guess I'll give it time because this book is thick. It's like I think a little over 500 pages. Do I think I'm gonna finish this by Saturday? Questionable. Questionable, but that's kind of the goal. I don't know how to feel about like the magical part of the book. It's not even like it's magic per se. I don't know what you would call it. I'm trying not to give away any spoilers, but just know that the main character is in a dilemma where he has to choose between, some might say, his people or the people that he has grown up with for like the past 7 years. The society he has grown up in, this privileged upper class society. He has to choose between that life and the life that he probably would have had if he stayed poor. And there's some magical elements mixed into that that makes him have to choose. It's interesting. I just don't know where this is going. I don't know how this book is this long. I don't know how this is going to stretch out for 500 pages. Like, I know it's going to get messy. I'm questioning, but I'm having a good time. I'm also like half asleep. I can barely keep my eyes open right now. I feel like there's something in my eye because my eye hurts like so bad and I don't know why. So reading is kind of like it's not it right now. I'm gonna be so honest, but I want to make a little bit of a dent in this book. Okay, so this is where I'm at currently in Babel. It's not that much. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get to at least page 150. Because once I make this video, I'm gonna be out like a light. I'm not gonna feel like doing anything after I record it and edit it, so I'm gonna try to get as much reading done as I can right now. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye-bye. Hello everyone, it is Friday. As expected, last night I didn't get much reading done because I had to film another video for my channel and it took me literally all night to edit. So with that being said, I did not read much of Babel yesterday, but from what I read from Babel combined with what I read from The Kingmaker yesterday, I ended up reading 180 pages. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to see if I can get through more of Babel today. Honestly, no rush for it. I would prefer to get this book done before school starts back up on Monday, but if I can't, I can't. I definitely don't think I'm gonna get this done before tomorrow being Saturday, the last day of this video. I just want to see how much of it I can get done, and who knows, maybe it's not the right time for Babel right now because it's not as much of an easy read as The Kingmaker. Okay, like there's a lot of nuance in Babel, a lot of world building, a lot of just like somewhat intellectual dialogue and descriptions that you have to pay attention to, or else you'll feel like you'll miss something, and I can't give my whole entire attention to this book. I'm not gonna lie, after The Kingmaker I kind of clocked out mentally. I'm just gonna try to see what I can get through today, and I'll update you guys if I have any more comments, questions, or concerns. Hi guys, it is officially Saturday. I have somewhere to be in 30 minutes, which I know at this point sounds so redundant and repetitive because I feel like every time I give you an update, it's right before I have to leave. Like I said, this is like right before school starts, so this week is really hectic of me trying to prep for school next week. And with that being said, yesterday I didn't read at all. Friday was spent working and kind of just like trying to calm myself down. Yesterday was a very like an anxiety inducing day. I don't know what it was about it, like but as soon as I got home I kind of just crashed. I did not read, so to make up for it I started reading this morning. I'm like this much into Babel. I feel like it looks like I make no progress in this book, but I swear I'm like almost 200 pages in. I'm on chapter 10 right now. Spent a majority of my morning reading. I think because I didn't read much yesterday, I'm going to spend the rest of my day hopefully reading. I'm gonna continue this vlog on Sunday since we missed a day. I can't stress enough how much R.F. Kuang's writing is just like kind of mind-blowing. The way that she delves into the topics of colonialism through language and how we see language and how language across many different nations, colonies, whatever, has kind of like evolutionized the way that we see each other as people. It's so interesting. And then like she tends to like delve into like the fantasy aspect through language. It's nothing I've ever read before. And I really want to know what's going on inside her head when she writes this. Every once in a while, she'll just spew out like a random fact about like the world's history and how colonialism has ruined the way that we view different people in their culture and how they thrive through their own languages. It's so interesting. It's genuine. Like, I've never read a book like this before, and I'm having a great time every time I pick it up. It's just the fact that I don't have time to read this. Like, I just want to sit down for an entire day and read, but I don't have that luxury, and I definitely won't have that luxury when school starts. So I'm really trying to get through as much of this as I can. I swear I'm going to read today. I haven't finished this book, but I seriously suggest if you have not read Babel by R.F. Kuang, you definitely should. It's very eye-opening read, really. Even like stuff that I've never even thought about or heard of in history that's mentioned in this book, it makes me want to learn more when I finish reading this book. Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hi guys. Welcome to the last day of this vlog. I'm sorry I didn't record much yesterday. I feel like it's a pattern. I keep coming to you guys at the beginning of the day and not showing you my reading process. But I did get through a fair amount of Babel yesterday. I went to the park and I read. And then, ironically, as soon as I got home, one of my holds at the library was available for me. So I started reading that last night. And that's what I'm currently reading right now. I'm reading Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade. I totally forgot I placed a hold for it. I placed this hold like weeks ago, so when it came in I was like, oh, that's a great surprise. So I started reading that. So between what I read of Babel yesterday and that book, I read 121 pages. Again, the goal, there is no goal. I'm actually pretty surprised that for the most part this week I've been able to get over 100 pages in daily because of how sporadic my schedule has been. Today is the last day of this vlog. I have to go to work. So I'm gonna try to get as much reading done as I can of Shipwrecked because it's gonna be easier to sneak and read that on my phone versus that Bible-sized book that Babel is. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be the last day of the vlog, and then I think I'm gonna stop it at the end of the day. So instead of updating you guys tomorrow, I'm just gonna like cut the vlog short. So instead of letting you guys know the day after like I've been doing this whole entire vlog, I'm just gonna let you know now because I want to get this vlog out hopefully by tomorrow, and by the end of the day you guys will know what I have read collectively. We're gonna do the math and see how many pages I have read this week. I will see you guys later when I am off. Hello everyone. I am home from work. I've actually been home for like the past few hours just reading. I know, crazy. I'm a little over 50% into Shipwrecked. I've been reading it all day. Like I said earlier, it's because it's so much easier to read on my phone at work than like a physical book in front of me where they know I'm just not doing anything productive. I realized earlier I never really explained to you what the book is about. When I place hold at the library, I kind of just do it randomly. Like if a book looks pleasing, sometimes I don't even look at the synopsis. If I am intrigued by the cover, I'll place a hold on it, and I don't realize what I'm reading until like the book is available for me. So I did not know this, but apparently Shipwrecked is a companion novel to Olivia Dade's spoiler alert series. I have heard of the series. I just never read any other book in it. Okay, that's my bad, but I'm reading it like pretty easily so far. It's really just a companion novel. You don't really need to read the rest of the books in the series, but I'm liking this book so far, so I think I might. For those of you guys that don't know, this book is about two actors, Maria and Peter, and they had a one-night stand at one point, and they didn't know each other at all, and then like the next day they see each other and they're in an audition for the exact same show. They get the parts, and then they're spent on a remote island together with like the other crew that make the show. And they spend their time together on that island for like 6 years. It's just them two filming their stuff on the show. The other actors that are a part of the show are in other continents, countries. It's like a fantasy show that they do. Progression of their relationship is on and off set. I'm like kind of out of it. I'm so sorry. But that's basically the synopsis. Peter is kind of standoffish, awkward, doesn't really know how to talk to people. And Maria is like this outgoing, kind, sunshine, bubbly person. So kind of like a grumpy sunshine dynamic. I like it so far. It's kind of funny, kind of cheesy, exactly what I want right now while reading Babel, so I guess the hold couldn't have come to me at a better time. But then while I was at work, another one of my holds came in, and then when I got home, another hold came in. I'm telling you, I literally just put holds for books at random, and this is like the one time when they've all come at once. And of course it will be right before school starts, because school starts for me tomorrow. So yeah, I'm in no rush to read all of them right now, but I want to get through Shipwrecked simply because like first come first serve. That was the first one of my holds that was available to me, so I'm just gonna get through it first. But yeah, so far it's cute. It's an easy read, hence why I got in through like 50% of it today. I haven't really picked up Babel, though I did recommend it to a coworker at work today because they kept on hearing about it and they didn't know whether to read it or not. So I tell them to read it, even though I'm not done with it. So maybe I shouldn't have recommended it, but I like it. So if I end up liking it by the end, then my coworker and I have something to talk about. So I did it for my own benefit. I think this is where I'm going to end the vlog. I don't think I'm going to be reading for the rest of the night. My Sunday reading update. Let me check actually. Give me one second. I need to see how far I've gotten into Shipwrecked. Guys, I just checked. I've read 389 pages of Shipwrecked today. I don't know why I'm acting surprised. I usually read faster digitally, and I'm reading this book through the Libby app, so I should have known. I should have known, but the fact that I really read that much in like the past 10 hours, kind of bizarre. Kind of sort of crazy. I should calculate how much I've read. Give me another second. I'm gonna put this in the calculator. Guys, I just did the calculations. I'm flabbergasted. Okay, so if I did the math correctly, well, I'm acting like I carried the 1 over to the 2. No, I put it in the calculator. If my calculations are correct, I read 1,359 pages. Kind of gagged a little bit, like, whoa, okay. I wasn't expecting the number to be that high. But now that I think about it, looking at these numbers, it makes sense. It's just like when I add up the amount I read in a week, that makes me feel like I actually did something. Yay, I'm actually really proud of that number. I didn't feel like I read that much in a week, but then when I think about it, I got through 2 books and then I'm halfway through the one I'm currently reading, and then I'm reading like one that's this big right now. So I guess it makes sense. It's just seeing the amount of pages that I've read in a single week is actually so crazy. That's how much I've read in a week. 1,359 pages. The woman was too stunned to speak. Yeah, if you guys like this video, thank you. I would love to do something like this again if I ever have the time, now that school is about to take over my life. But if you guys would like to see more of this kind of thing, I will gladly do it, because this kind of boosted my ego a bit. Like, oh, she's an intellectual. She gets through over 1,000 pages in a single week. Ooh. I'm kidding, kind of. If you guys would like to follow me on social media, here it is. I mostly interact on Twitter and Instagram, but if you'd like to follow me on all the other apps, they will be linked down in the description below. And yeah, I think that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.